I heard so much about differentiation. We need to establish differentiation between us and our competition. Or what do we do to differentiate ourselves from other people on the job so that we get the promotion? And it occurred to me, if I just slap every customer in the face, I'm different. That doesn't mean it's going to grow my business, right? And so there had to be something else. And as I looked at other industries, for example, you walk into a Best Buy store to buy a laptop computer. Sony is differentiated. Samsung, Dell are differentiated from the great masses like Acer and Asus and Gateway and Fujitsu. But Apple is truly distinctive. Mm-hmm. And so what does it take not just to be different from your competitor, but to be so distinctive that you attract people to do business with you? And that's true whether you're an individual salesperson out there, or, making calls and knocking on doors, or whether you're the CEO of a small, mid, or large-sized business. The difference between pursuit and attraction. A differentiated company or a company that's trapped in that sea of sameness, man, they have to be out there hustling and knocking on doors and just tracking down and hunting customers. A distinctive organization has a plan of acquisition, so they're out there, trying to get new customers, but they are so compelling, customers are attracted to do business with them. Apple does a lot in the business world. There's a lot of businesses that have Apple computers in the business. Yet Apple practically has a zero-size sales force for the business arena. And the reason is because those of us that like Apple go to work and, instead of using the BlackBerry, we wanted to use our iPhones at work. Instead of using a typical Windows machine, we wanted to use our MacBook Pro at work. Now, Apple is an overused example, but we can find it whether it's enterprise rental car because they bring the car to us in the Pacific Northwest, Les Schwab tires because they run out to service. There are many, many examples. People say, well, they're loyal to me because I've got the cheapest price. Well, they're not loyal to you. They're loyal to the price. It's a critically important aspect of getting out of that cyclical nature of we've got to have the cheapest price to get business. And then we erode our margins, and then we're not a profitable organization. Or, a salesperson on the road blames the home office because they won't cut the price instead of becoming a better salesperson. All of this are challenges that we see every single day in businesses everywhere. That's the key, is letting your customers know where your flag is in the ground and what you stand for. And then just in terms of prioritization, gosh, we just don't have time to get it all done. Well, that's the problem. You're trying to get it all done. Plant your flag in the ground and say, this is who we are and this is what we're clear about. And then spend your time emphasizing your clarity. Let's face it, customers and employees, too, will never become loyal to a generic. I remember seeing at the grocery store these white cans that just said beer on them. And I don't know that anybody was loyal to beer. Now, certain people would pick up a Bud Light, or certain people pick up a six-pack of Coors, or that kind of thing, but nobody's loyal to a generic. You're loyal to something that's specific. You're loyal to something, whether it's a person that has your loyalty, or whether it's an organization by how they treat you or what they do distinctively that creates loyalty. But you can't differentiate what you can't define. So it's being very clear about what you want. Then it's being creative in your approach, finding a way to go at it in a unique and creative manner. The third is communication. And what we find that in today's world, if people want a narrative, it's not that they don't want facts and figures and information. They do. But they want it placed within a compelling narrative. So it's learning how to communicate. It's learning how to tell a story. And then the fourth and final one is a customer experience focus. So whether we're talking about the external customers that an organization serves or the internal customers that you and I serve as we work inside our organization, we not only have to look at how we deliver the aspect of our job, but also how it makes people feel. How are we connecting with them? How are we growing relationships? How are we stimulating people that are our advocates and our supporters? And so if you follow those four as a professional, you're going to stand out. As an organization, you're going to stand out. I think that's part of what we're looking for in today's world.
If you enjoy this podcast, please make sure to subscribe. And to stay updated on everything that the Action Catalyst is up to, make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Action Catalyst Podcast and on Twitter at Catalyst_Action. And thanks for listening.